Yeah, I can hear you.
At Backside Attack.
At Vic Sabe.
Back on YouTube.
Back on YouTube.
Second episode. We're gonna stop saying that now because I think it's obvious we're on there now.
Yeah.
But we're talking about snowing. No, snowing. It's snowing.
Mm-hmm.
But skiing and snowboarding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm probably, if there's like 100 people in the world alone, only 100 people in the world that snowboard or ski, whatever it is, I'm like number 100.
No,
I'm really bad.
No, I'm probably behind you.
Are you your 101?
I've snowboarded once in my life.
Oh, get out of town.
That's it.
But you've skied before. Are you pretty?
I've
pretty comfortable?
I've cross country skied before.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think we all did.
Then I'm comfortable.
In elementary, you go to the
yeah, like behind the school at Ellerslie.
Okay, I didn't go there. I went
field there.
Yeah, we went in what's that place called? That one school in that one center in downtown Edmonton.
Oh, you mean like the what's it called? The pyramids there?
Yeah, it's by there. Yeah, it's by there. What's it called? I can't remember what it's called.
But there's like a cross country ski, like a team or whatever, like a facility.
They have to learn all these like things, like how to like make crafts out of shit and stuff like that.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, like that's
not Fort Edmonton Park, but there's like an actual cross country ski
something
thing.
house.
Rutherford House?
No, it's called something else. I can't remember the name
Edmonton
of it.
House?
We'll look
University
it up afterwards.
House?
It's I went there with like every in elementary every year we had to go there, and then you snowshoe and you do all that.
You do all the fun stuff.
Yeah, snowshoeing I like.
Snowshoeing is pretty fun.
Yeah.
Snowshoeing is pretty fun because like it really involves very little skill. You're just traipsing around out there in your snowshoes.
Yeah, it's maintain balance and you have increasing leg strength.
Those new snowshoes are like high tech and shit.
Yeah, my aunt and uncle who live in Canmore, they go snowshoeing every year.
That's like their jam.
That's their jam.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
That's their jam. Homie.
That's their jam. Yeah, they crush it. I'm like, holy shit. Like,
there are more people who do like I've always seen those in houses, the new snowshoes. So it occurs to me now, like now that you mention it, there are way more people who do snowshoeing to go like backcountry walking and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. Then we realize.
Yeah, it's
a real
I think
thing people do.
It's good that I admire them for doing it because like it's always easy to say like I can't go for walks in winter because it's like there's too much snow outside. They're like screw it, just let's
screw this.
Yeah, just put this. But that's what snowshoes are for.
Yeah.
These are high tech snowshoes.
We worked with a guy years ago who was like that, where he was from Newfoundland. He was way up, like he was one of those kids who grew up in a town of like 45, 50 people, way up in the middle of nowhere. And he's like, yeah, man, if you don't have snowshoes and cross country skis and a snowmobile, you're just gonna die in wintertime.
Yeah.
Like everybody just does that stuff out there.
Yeah.
That's what they do. They go in their snowmobile to go to the store to buy their stuff. They cross country ski if they're just kind of like screwing around. They snowshoe to like get around their property.
Yeah.
Like, man, that's like a real reality still for a lot of people in Canada.
I would love to go go to get in a snowmobile and just go crank it.
They're pretty fun.
They're fun. I've never been on one, but I've been ATVing before.
Yeah, it's a very similar feeling.
Yeah, ATVing seems more like you can't believe what that thing can go over. Yeah,
there's definitely a different like a tactic behind maneuvering your way around.
Yeah, like
terrain
because like, you'll be like because it kind of sinews away like kind of like how like one wheel will go like this way and then the torque will just force the other wheel to go.
It'll just crank out.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You kind of have to know where to bounce.
Yeah, and like because the throttle is just a thing on your thumb.
That's it.
And I didn't know that because like when I went in Whistler, I think I told you right. Like when I went in Whistler, yeah, like we went there. My guy I was working with there. We went to Whistler. He just said, he goes, you want to go to go ATVing in Whistler? I said, yeah, let's go. I had no idea what I was doing.
And, you had no idea how to maneuver.
I have never been on an ATV before. Yeah, and so I said, have you been on one before? I said no. He's like, neither have I, but it looks fun. So we went there, and then we didn't know that if you haven't been on one before, you have to go on the back with somebody
to kind of figure it out.
No, to like you're not allowed, either you've been on it before.
Oh, you mean so there's like a protocol?
Yeah, there's like if you've been on one before, then you can take one out on your own. But if you haven't, you have to
ride.
Like
skydiving.
Yeah, so exactly, or you have to go in tandem with somebody else.
Yeah.
So we're like being on the back with someone else is gonna suck.
Riding bitch.
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing wrong.
There's nothing wrong with it, right? But at the same time, it's not gonna be as fun.
No.
So we just said, I just said, he goes, have you been on one before? I said, oh yeah. He goes, oh really? He goes, do you buy one or do you? I said, oh no, I've competed before.
Oh, you're straight up lying.
Oh, so I totally lied. Yeah.
Straight up. Like, I thought you were gonna tell him like, yo, I've been on one before. I kind of know how to use one.
No, I know. I took it. I doubled down on it. I just said,
you turned yourself into the Tony Hawk of
yeah.
ATV.
I just said, yes. You know, in Seattle, there's that one run. You know, the the Tacoma 500 or something like that, right? It said something like that, and the guy's like, "Oh, that's awesome." Yeah, he's like, "Oh, really?" And this guy was like from like Europe, right? And he's like,
so he doesn't know, he can't fact check you.
No fucking idea what I was talking about. And he's, "Oh, that's cool, man. That's cool you did that." And I was like, "Yeah." And then when it got to the actual thing, and he's like, I had to turn it on, and then I was like, "Where's the throttle?" And the guy's like, "It's the thumb." And he like, looked at me, he's like, "You don't know that?" I said,
"You were expecting it to be like a motorcycle?"
I said, "Oh, I've never ridden this model before." I know. And so then, but once you start doing it, and you get used to the response of the throttle.
Yeah.
And then you kind of
figure it out.
You figure it out. It's so simple. Anyone can do it.
It's not awful. I had a very similar experience twice like that. The first time a buddy of mine is letting me ride his bike it was a Kawasaki, and he's like, "Yeah, just like give it a shot. Just give it a go around the parking lot."
Yeah.
And that's the first time ever. So I don't know how to clutch out. I don't know how to use the throttle. Like everything to me is
this is a dirt
foreign.
bike or
a motorcycle.
Oh yeah,
completely foreign to me.
That's what my brother has. He has a Kawasaki Ninja. He has a sport bike. Yeah.
No, I look like a complete asshole. And then he kind of like walked me through it, and it was all good after a little while. So I was like, okay, I get the idea. But then fast forward 16 years, like one day of being on a bike and like fucking around on a bike and kind of getting used to it and being okay, right? It's like they say, like it's like getting back on a bicycle. Well, not for motorcycles, totally different. So we're in Phuket, and me and Strangler are there, and he just like he knows that like I've talked about, like I understand all the mechanisms, the workings of a bike.
Yeah, the clutch and the throttle and stuff like that.
I get it all up. I understand how your foot is supposed to move all the shit around. I'm telling you, we're talking about it. So he just assumes straight up. He's like, "Oh yeah, well no, old Sabes can use that bike. It's fine." So I get a little scooter. It's my Captain America scooter. Now, out here, scooters are like little shit toys, right?
Yeah.
When you're in Thailand, like everybody's on a scooter. They're super fun, and they're quick. They're just like
really Thailand, Vietnam, they're everywhere.
If you don't have a scooter, you're not going anywhere. Yeah. But then once you graduate to a big bike, you almost never want to go back to a scooter, right?
Yeah.
But I get on, and it's just one of those things where he's gonna get on and go, I'm gonna get on and go, and that's it. And in my head, I'm like, yeah, it's all like it's there. I understand what I'm doing here, and it's an automatic, so my feet are doing nothing. This is gonna be fine. I pull back on the throttle, and the bike just fucking takes off, and I'm still standing there, and like I have to go retrieve it from the bamboo.
Oh,
the bamboo swamp.
It just got away from you?
It just got away from me. Just took off. And I'm sitting there like an asshole now, like, I do know what I'm doing here. Luke is like, I thought you knew how to ride. I'm like, yes, I understand how this works.
Yeah.
But it's been a long ass time, and I overestimated my own abilities on what I retained and what I knew how to do.
How much like power those things have, like how instant like the power can honestly get away from you.
Get away from you, right?
You can go on YouTube.
You need lessons.
Yeah, like on YouTube, they show those people who just like they just hit the throttle like
and just go,
and they just go, and then the bike just like ends, and then they up like they end up with like massive injuries.
Oh, it can be really bad. I mean, and for me, it was maybe about a half an hour on there, and I was back to normal. I was like, okay, I'm good again. I'm back into it. But I mean, being in a parking lot with a person who's kind of walking you through it, and you're going at very slow speeds, and you're kind of like maneuvering around, and then every now and then he bring it to work, and I do it again.
Yeah. But
that's very different than going back on a bike and just like punching back and launching it into the swamp.
Yeah, it's hard. Like I know, but the first time I ever went on a motorcycle was when this is years ago. This is like in the like maybe late 90s, I would say. My friend Harinder, he bought a bike, and he had a Yamaha YZF-6R, like a crazy bike. And he said, I said, can we go for a ride? And he didn't even have his
motorcycle license.
Yeah. And so we're just like, okay, fine. Let's, he said, but I trust him because this was one guy who was just good at everything.
He just had an understanding of things.
Yeah. He was just like, he's probably to this day, probably the smartest person I've ever met in my life.
Oh, wow.
And, he's like, okay, fine. He goes, okay. Then he told me, he's like, okay, when you're on the back, he goes, just make sure that you that this is hold me this way, and he's like, just hold on tight.
Don't fight the bike.
He goes, and he said like your head movement. He's like, just put your helmet, just snap it like right on my back, like that, right, your forehead. And I said, okay, fine. So we went. This is when I was living by J. Percy Page, and so we went on 91st Street. And 91st Street, that's when like the Hyundai hadn't even existed yet. 91st Street was just one way north, one way south. It was just two lanes. That's it.
Yeah, it would kind of go. I mean, really, how much further did it go past where it is now, where the Hyundai and all that is? Like 91st.
It went all the way down to
it would go one lane and it would go straight all the way to Ellerslie.
Yeah,
and then it would stop there.
No, it just kept going, but those roads were like they
were little dirt roads. They were like one lane each, right?
They weren't that complete. Those roads weren't completed that much.
Yeah, asphalt and shit.
Yeah, and so we went there. And so as soon as we kicked onto from 20th Avenue going south at 91st Street, he kicked the bike, and just let it rip.
Oh no.
And so he did. Do you remember in Matrix Reloaded when Trinity's going through all those cars?
Yeah.
That's what he was doing. I'm not even exaggerating.
He has had experience with the bike already though. This isn't day one.
Yeah, it's not on day one.
Day one.
But he was like, it was only one-way traffic, and there were semis coming at us and everything, and he was going in between these things. It was probably the most exhilarating time of my life. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure.
It was crazy.
It's incredible, but at the same time, it's also so close to dying.
Oh yeah,
it's just
easily.
so close to death.
I've never come that close to death in my life.
Man, I've done a lot of stuff like that. Where you look back afterwards, you're like, I'm not one to chastise somebody for doing it because I've done so many things like that. Where afterwards I'm like, man, I can't believe I'm not dead. I can't believe that didn't kill me. But I got this weird thing. I don't know if you get it too, but like when you're doing like say something stupid like that on a bike or whatever it is, I found myself in situations at times that seemed like, well, this is gonna go really bad. This whole thing's gonna go bad, and then something in your head is like, nope, it will not. You're gonna get through it. It'll be fine. This is bad. It seems bad, but we're gonna truck along. We're gonna solve this particular puzzle. We're gonna be okay.
Yeah,
and I don't know. For me, I always feel like I get out of it like that.
Yeah, I guess I've been in situations like that. I think this one I didn't have time to catch my breath.
Yeah,
like when I was going through it, I was just like, this is
well, no, obviously,
yeah,
it's a very different.
Yeah, this is one where I was like, I didn't care.
You're a passenger.
I didn't care. I'm like, I don't care. Like this is the rush was was so high. It was.
Were you in the danger zone?
Danger zone, yeah.
You were in the danger zone?
Yeah, I was just thinking about like just when he was going back and forth, and I was sitting there, I'm like, I just kept thinking of the Matrix, and I was like, oh yeah, this is crazy. I'm like, this is, I not really. I was just thinking of like in the sense of like, I trust her, I trust him.
Yeah, and that's a big part of it too, right? You've got somebody there who you trust to take care of you, and not just like abandon you or like abandon the way you feel in the moment. Yeah, where it's like, don't worry about it, it's gonna be fine. Yeah, like they're on their own agenda.
Exactly. I'm seeing the back, and I'm like, okay, I'm on. When we're going really fast, going south, I'm like, okay, let's think about. I remember I'm like, okay, I'm with my buddy here who I trust, who's like.
He's not going to kill me.
He's like, I know he knows what he's doing, right? So then the way he was doing it was incredible, unbelievable.
It's a fun feeling, man.
Nothing. I was like, I came back and I was like breathing hard, and I just gave him a hug, and he's like, how was that? I'm like, that was unreal.
I have to go pee.
Yeah,
I gotta go pee right now.
Yeah, and we just smoked a joint afterwards.
Oh, of course you did.
Yeah, so
that's a lot of fun, man. There's very few things I think drivers coming forward from now. Or maybe very, very close to now. Maybe kids who are around like 17, 16 now might be the last generation to do it. But they won't understand that one-to-one connection to a vehicle where you have to use like a manual transmission, for example, right? They're not going to get that anymore.
No, because I just read an article about that just 2 days ago, I think. No, it was yesterday. About like the manual transmission is
it's dying.
It's dying, right? Like no one wants it anymore, right? Because there's numerous reasons behind it, right? There's like a top 10 reasons why not to get. I have a manual transmission in my car.
I mean, there are a top 10 list of reasons why not to get it.
Yeah, and there's also a top 10 to get.
There's like a top 10 also of why you should ignore the top 10 list of not to get it.
Yeah, I just get one, but like they're being phased out right now, right? But like enthusiasts who actually like vehicles, who like cars and stuff like that, and like who don't care about quick changes and stuff like that. Like the quick changing is up to you, right? So it's like a lot of people have like dual clutch transmissions, or they'll have like the F1 paddles and stuff like that. But if you want like the true connection to the car, then
5 or 6 with a reverse.
Yeah, exactly. So
that's how you go.
Yeah, so I think it is getting grandfathered out. So, but nothing beats it. Like
nothing beats the feeling
like when you're driving and you're like you have good music on, and when you do downshift and stuff like that, like it's like shaking hands with the best friend.
Oh yeah,
when you're shifting. Yeah,
that's a good way to say it. It's like shaking hands with your best friend.
Yeah.
But there's like those little feelings you get, like you don't get it automatically when you know you want to pass somebody and it's going to be tight, but you've already shifted from like fourth to third, and you're feeling it with that tension. Yeah. In everything, everything's tense, and you just release the clutch, you press the gas, you boom, and you're gone. There's like you can't get that feeling from just pressing the gas hard.
Yeah, and just having the car automatically
downshift. I mean, you can kind of fake it. Like you can just jam it down, wait for the lag to hit, and then take off.
Yeah, but there's so many transmissions that are available. Like let's see if it's CVT transmission, your overtaking is going to be so boring.
Yeah, you're not going to hear it or feel it.
It's just going to be a drone. Yeah, like it's going to be like.
Well, didn't Nissan do a thing where they put in like manufactured artificial shift points into their CVTs?
Toyota has that now.
Does Toyota do that?
A lot of people.
So it's not really there. It's just the vehicle gives you like a motion.
Yeah, it has that initial gear change, that downshift. It's like it feels like a gear change, but it's really not. not.
It's not.
No, because like the CVT
It's
transmission,
like force feedback on a PlayStation controller.
yeah, CVT transmission is just a belt,
Yeah.
basically, right? That's all it is, right? So, it is. I understand like why they put it in there, but at the same time, it's like it takes away from the experience completely.
Yeah, it's weird, man.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I just don't like the feeling of that one nonstop, like from 0 to 100, whatever it is on the highway.
Yeah.
Like when you get off the street and you get in the highway and you floor it, and all you feel is that one droning.
Yeah.
It's just like you're always waiting for something to happen that will never happen.
Yeah, it takes the joy out of driving completely.
It's the whiskey dick of driving. So this week, well, it'll probably lead into something else. This next thing. This week, for some reason, with everybody I knew, I was just sending so many Satan memes. I don't know why. Like, I mean, I wasn't getting a rise at anybody, and everybody knows me.
Didn't you send me that thing?
I sent you like 6.
Yeah.
I sent you like 6 Satan
Yeah, I
memes.
went through those.
They were just like, and there were like, some of them weren't funny. Some of them were more like just question yourself. Hey, question your reality, pal.
Yeah.
And just a bunch. I don't know why I was doing it. I was just sending like weird satanic memes and like straight up, like I was going to Reddit r Satan. I was going to Imgur like r Satan to find as many as I could. It was a weird, like a hunt, like a puzzle quest I was doing for myself. I found so many. My phone I have to delete so much off my phone.
Yeah, I'd recommend that.
I have so many. I mean, if I got hit by a bus, somebody went through my phone right now, they'd probably think I was secretly worshiping Satan.
Oh yeah, you'd be flagged by
Oh yeah, I could never go like the
by
airport.
Google.
And Google probably already doesn't know what the fuck's going on. Like this guy, like I mean, like no video games, no porn, all Satan. Like what is wrong with this guy?
Yeah.
There's so much Satan on my computer right now.
You hear the knocking on your door and it'll be like, excuse me,
It's Jehovah's Witnesses.
yeah, exactly. Can we talk to you for a second?
Yeah, it's Jehovah's Witnesses.
Yeah, we're from Google, and can we? There's an innate problem that we have with your personality.
We think you might be going down a dark path,
Yeah.
buddy.
Here's the free game. Here's the free Stadia, man. Just like get into gaming, man.
Go look at porn. Because you got to do something with your life, man. I mean, all you're doing is looking at Satan memes and you're sending it to all your friends. This is fucked.
Actually, speaking of which, there's speaking of Stadia. Did you hear what Phil Spencer said about Nintendo and Sony?
Yeah, that was the big thing that reminded me of you this week about how he's like, we're not competing with those guys.
Yeah.
Like, they're not our rival. That was a good point that you brought up a few podcasts ago, and it's a huge point. Microsoft is not the competition of Sony and Nintendo. The Xbox is the competition of Sony and Nintendo, but barely. Like, these days, they've kind of shifted the way they work that too, right?
Yeah, because like there's
And now Google with Stadia.
yeah, because like there's no real because it depends like what your goals are, right? Are they short term or are they long term, right? So what's going on is that Microsoft is playing the long game.
Yeah.
And so they're thinking like 10 years or they're thinking like maybe 5-10 years in the future is like what's gaming going to be like in that period.
What's it? Yeah. What are we gonna get?
Yeah, like home console gaming was probably it's never going to die. It's always going to be around, right? But like in 10-20 years, people want to game. People are still going to be gaming. Games going to get even bigger, right?
Look at huge, right?
Yeah.
I mean, a big thing that sits in my head is I went from being a PlayStation guy and not really an Xbox guy, but like I play with this one here, and I'm like a Nintendo guy and like a home console person.
If you say that you're not a PlayStation, if you're not an Xbox guy, then even though I gave you an Xbox,
I use it. I mean, I use the shit out with Red Dead,
know.
but that's been a while.
Never
I got
say
hooked
that,
on The
okay?
Witcher now. I will never say it again. I recant my sins.
yeah.
Is that what it is? I recant my sins. Whatever it is.
Yeah.
But
Repent anyway.
repent.
But, yeah.
But now, after going on to Steam and then having the ease of use for wherever I am, if there's a machine that can play NVIDIA games or NVIDIA GeForce, I have access to my Steam library.
Yeah. Even
which is all the games I own, and they're kind of sometimes cross-promote or cross-play too, right? So
yeah. So like
that's the future.
It is. The thing is, they've built the infrastructure already. They have the server fields, but they've invested tens of billions of dollars into this, right?
Oh yeah.
So they're not gonna
and that's not just for gaming.
No, that's for everything.
That's for everything.
Yeah, that's the Azure cloud computing servers, right? So they've built that infrastructure already, right? Sony has not built anything like that,
No.
and Nintendo is not like that at all, right? So, if you really want if you want portable gaming and stuff like that, I could see Nintendo still being like
well, Nintendo is
they're their own
Nintendo.
thing. Yeah, they're their own thing.
They're like
right?
McDonald's.
Yeah.
It's like they give you something and they give you what they make and they do the best they do at what they do.
Yeah.
But like they're really not competing with PlayStation.
No, and PlayStation 2 is that PlayStation is another thing onto itself. Like
Yep.
there's I think there's market for everybody, but at the same time is like Amazon and Google, they want to reach 7 billion gamers.
Yeah.
Okay, so eventually. So that's the long-term goal, because like people in India can't play. They can't afford an Xbox One X or Series X, whatever the next one's going to be called, or whatever it is, right? But they want to be able to play those games, right?
They can afford a controller.
Yeah, and plus, look at the population there.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
If you can get like 500 million people to like start getting on your get them on xCloud and stuff like that. You know, and they pay for the services. The games will be very cheap. The games will be very cheap.
They'll be cheap, and they're easy to get. They're easy to get access to them.
Yeah,
they're easy. Like almost. What I mean by that is like almost any machine can really play these things, as long as you can keep up with the internet connection.
Yeah,
because you're not using any of your own hardware.
Yeah, exactly.
You're using all the hardware from a server somewhere, right? So I mean, you're not using your own GPU or your own CPU. You're not storing anything locally. No. So as long as you're whatever you've got, like even if it's the one of the best on the market right now is the Shield.
Yep.
The Shield is dirt cheap, and it can do what it can play Nvidia games on it.
Yeah.
Because your connection is good. If you've got like an Android box, you can plug your crap into, as long as you can get GeForce Gaming onto it or Stadia, whatever you have on there, and your connection is good, it's gonna work. So you're not spending $400 or $500 on a console.
Yeah, and I think that's what like taking that example into account is like that's why Xbox is like saying, like Microsoft saying, yeah, if you buy the game on Xbox, you buy the physical disc, and you have a PC, you could just they're both included. You can pop in that. So like people are saying now is like, oh, why would I buy an Xbox? I'm like, no, you are thinking so short term.
Yeah.
Like Xbox is thinking big. Xbox is the second. It's one of the top 3, I think, biggest companies in the world.
Xbox or I mean
Microsoft.
Microsoft.
Yeah,
Microsoft is.
So like
sure.
So I think it's like Saudi Aramco, then it's Apple, then it's Microsoft.
Yeah.
So Microsoft and Apple can trade blows like whatever, but like yeah, they're like they have unlimited wealth.
Yeah, it's wild, right? I mean, they've got so much. They have so much like what's it, like disposable income towards projects that will fail, but will become something else later.
Yeah,
but like right now, they have the ability to create what they want right now, whether it works or not, that we don't even see as a consumer.
Yeah, and that's the leadership is great too, because I'm not talking about Phil Spencer, but I'm talking about like even like at the top, like Satya Nadella. He's like they preach that if you have to like you really have to. Like failing is not a bad thing because that's if you are plus if something's going good and it keeps getting better.
Yeah.
You can't take that as success. You have to be like, hey, what can we do to make it even better?
Even better.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like we joked about it a few times a year or so ago, but good enough is by definition not good enough. Like if it's good enough, well, it's clearly not good enough because it's only good enough. Like we want it to be better than what you've created now.
Yeah, and
that's kind of like the idea that they have.
Yeah.
Like this is good. It's not good enough, and in that, it's not good enough.
Yeah, because like Sony is, because Sony is just very, like there's no doubt I'm probably gonna get a PS5. Like I can.
I thought you were saying I'm gonna get Haymail.
Yeah, so like I would but the thing is like with Sony is just like they're not their movie division doesn't make as much. Like PlayStation is their cash cow.
Their phones are shit. Their movies are kind of whatever. I mean, they've got Spider-Man.
And they got James Bond.
And they have Bond. Well, okay, do they have James Bond or do they like distribute James Bond?
They have James Bond.
Sony has James Bond?
Yep.
Okay, that's pretty good too. That's not bad.
At
least Disney doesn't have it.
Xperia 1's not too bad.
Xperia 1 is all right. I've been...
It just seems like it's not like... I would have a problem with the durability of it. I don't know. Maybe I've never owned a Sony phone, so...
I've had a few. And I'm always let down by something. Like, something always makes me think, like, why? Like, why? Like, you were so close to perfection. Like, the XZ1 was so good.
XZ1.
Sure. It's not A, B, C, D, like ABC dead. It's A, B, C, D. Z rhymes with D. I never got that. I never understand why our alphabet song is A, B, C, and then Z. Like a dud rolls up the end.
W like and X, Y, Z. Yeah.
X, Y, Z. Yeah. It just like duds itself in there.
No, you know why? Because it was grandfathered in by the United States.
No. Screw them.
Z.
It's gonna be Z. Well, what was grandfathered? The Z or the Z?
Z.
Z was grandfathered in.
Yeah, but it's not. But it's incorrect. But vernacularly speaking, it's incorrect.
I don't care. Well, you don't say EZ. You say easy.
No, that doesn't make any sense.
EAZ? Oh, that's EAS. Shit.
I'm talking about the individual letter by itself.
Yeah, I guess.
You know what? Okay.
Even like there's so much redundancy in the alphabet.
Give me another example.
C and S having the same sound. Ice. So why do you have an S? If the C
it depends
work,
on, it depends where it is accompanied by the vowel.
So what about the I before E? Doesn't make sense anywhere. I before E doesn't hold as a steady rule anywhere.
Yeah, I before E is E.
They're all made up rules.
And then E before I is I.
Yeah, I know, but they're all made up rules. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
they're all just like randomly made up.
It all depends
rules.
like where it is compared to the vowel before it.
It's all stupid.
I know.
The whole thing's dumb.
Yeah, exactly.
What were you talking about?
No, sorry. Go ahead. You were saying Sony sucks.
Oh yeah, no, like the XZ one, terrible screen. The compact, great phone, horrible screen.
Yeah.
The XZ2, great phone, speakers always blow. The newest one they had, the 5, awful camera. Like there's always something in there that's like, you know what, you were so close. You were so close to being something that was going to be an all-around awesome device for like a bang for the buck device. And then shit. And then the 5, like it's compact. Like it's as big as the S8 Plus.
Yeah.
It's as big as the Samsung S8 Plus, and tell me it's a compact phone.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Like their whole division is such.
Oh well. All right. That's okay.
So I don't know. It seems like PlayStation's is their baby, and I'm okay with that. And it's a good baby to have.
Yeah, it's exactly.
The Vita, man, that was another great one. The PS Vita. God, I can't believe that they just like abandoned that amazing device.
That thing was great.
It was really something.
I wish I had one.
You didn't have one, huh?
I didn't have one.
I've got one sitting up there.
Do you?
Oh, yeah.
I'll take a look at it.
Yeah,
it has an OLED screen, doesn't it?
It does have an OLED screen. The second version had an LCD, which is better for battery life. But the OLED wasn't even 720, but it was just such a pretty screen.
Wasn't there for that screen? Wasn't there a problem with burn-in for the pixels?
I think the OLED's burned in.
Yeah.
But well, again, like hit or miss. Like my phone burns in, but nobody else's does.
Yeah.
I think that was hit and miss too.
Okay.
But it was really pretty.
Okay.
The entire device is great. Ran super quick. The games are huge.
Yeah.
Like every game in that thing was massive.
Okay.
For the size of it. But
plowing ahead.
Abandoned.
Yeah, plowing ahead.
Plowing ahead. Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Is he like the best? This is something we talked about before at the end of the last show.
Yeah.
But didn't get onto the podcast. So I wrote it down here first.
Okay.
Is he the best fictional character of all time? Now we're gonna get heat because people will tell you that it's gonna be
because there's so many good.
Emma's great.
Yeah, like
the Godfather.
There's a case that he is definitely one of them.
Okay, in Star Wars, he's definitely the best character.
In Star Wars, he's the best.
The best.
Yeah.
There is no argument that Han Solo is better than him.
There's no argument that Luke Skywalker is better than him or anything.
Luke Skywalker's a twit. But I mean, he's a whiny turd.
Yeah.
Like his story arc is good, but it's not as good as Darth Vader's story arc.
Yeah, like I would say he's
But I mean, when you compare him to other major movie characters, let's put him in a comparison to like wild and crazy movie characters. Tony Montana. He's pretty good. Tony Montana's pretty rad.
Okay.
But Darth Vader, as an overall, we know so much more about him. Like there's just so much more content to his character.
Yeah, like he's the most fleshed out character for sure. Like
out of that.
Or you could say like who's on par with him is probably the Joker, because there's a lot of
Joker's pretty good too.
There's there's Magneto.
Oh man, that's a really good one. Magneto's quite tight too.
So there's a lot. That's what I was saying. Like there's a lot of them out there.
There's a lot of them out there.
But
I mean, like, okay, Darth Vader is a dude who walked around and murdered little kids and half a galaxy.
Yeah.
Destroyed a planet. Kids still put that Halloween costume on. Now, I mean, he's a straight up villain. He's a straight up horror show villain.
Yeah, he's definitely a fallen villain. Like just from like what he could have been to what he turned out to be, and then what happened to him before he died.
He was supposed to be the chosen one.
Yeah. So yeah, it's
and he wasn't.
Yeah. So yeah, I think he's definitely up there for sure.
Man, I'm always just on the edge of being he's the best ever.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's
it's very easy to say.
It's very easy to say, right?
Yeah.
The argument can be made that he's the best fictional character of all time. Because I mean, there's a lot more out there. You can say like Citizen Kane is really good, but the way they stand in their line of movies, they were one-off characters.
Yeah, like Citizen Kane is like that is one movie, right? Whereas like
what's his name?
But but if you take out like you flesh everything out with like what about what Darth Vader's accomplished, if you take whatever's in canon and what happened in the comic books, all like his entire story,
whole thing.
Yeah, like nothing.
Well, even if you just take, say, the first 3 movies alone, from what we know about him, we don't even really get a whole lot of his backstory in the Clone Wars and all that kind of crap that we would have known right from those first 3 movies.
Yeah.
All we know is what we're told by Obi-Wan. Well, your father's a great warrior in the Clone Wars and blah 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 blah. But even from that backstory, you're like, fuck, I want to know more about this guy. Like he's so intriguing that you need to know more. So much so that we got 3 more movies, and they sucked. We got 3 more movies to flesh out Darth Vader's story.
Yeah, I think those movies were made just to flesh out who he was. Yeah.
Like why we care about this character so much.
Yeah.
Now, say what you will about them. Like they kind of heed and hawed, and they're like everybody's kind of on the fence of did they really accomplish what they're supposed to do?
Yeah.
But man, like any Darth Vader is good Darth Vader.
Oh yeah. There's no every like story that I read like that's just about Darth Vader is unreal. Like they people know what to do with that character.
Did you see the promo for Darth Vader #1, the newest one?
No.
Came out last week or this week. I'm not going to drop a spoiler on you because it's deep. It's it is one of those. If anybody does want to know more about it, go take a look at this last release of Darth Vader. It's Darth Vader #1. There's been a few of them in the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah,
but this is the one that was from 2020, and it ends on a note where you're like, well, you've just sold me on buying the entire series now, haven't you?
Oh, okay.
It's pretty rad, and it is throwback. It is directly in line with his story. There's nothing new. It's not like Akbar's like grandson shows up and it's like, I knew your great grandfather, nothing like that. This is directly affecting Vader on a personal level to where it changes the character altogether. It happens right after Empire Strikes Back. So he knows who Luke is. He gets the whole idea, and now he's investigating.
Yeah, you know what? Now I know which one you're talking about now. Yeah,
he's investigating how was a Skywalker hidden from him, and he's like, man, all in plain sight, really? Like I didn't go back to Tatooine for 18 years because I didn't think about it, and I never even thought about my family out there. And then he starts investigating how did it happen? How was this hidden from me? And when the twist happens at the end of #1, it's a straight up kick in the cojones, man.
Yeah, man. I went back to like on Saturday. I was at Chapters, and again I saw that Darth Vader Dark Visions comic book.
So good.
I think that's Darth Vader at his best. Yeah. If you want to see like Darth Vader, the most badass moment of Darth Vader's life is that part.
Pretty great.
When he takes on that mountain-sized thing, and he didn't even
the giant troll thingy.
Yeah, he just happened to like crash land on that planet, and he saved the entire planet. And he fought that thing one-on-one.
This is what I mean.
That's
when
incredible.
Even though a lot of this, who knows, in 20 years, I might look back and be like, hey, you know what? None of that's real. We'll wipe all that from existence. The old universe will come back. But it doesn't matter because like all the Darth Vader stories all kind of still exist, right? Yep. So you can still go back and read them and have a great time reading them. But man, like as far as a fictional character goes, there are very few that I can look back on over and over and over outside of Jason Voorhees. Because fuck, I love me some Jason Voorhees.
Oh, yeah.
The sound of that machete when it hits a teenager's rib cage.
Yep.
Beautiful sound.
I was like when he ties him up in that's what's called that's like a sleeping bag, and he's just like throw him against a tree, just beats him to death.
Oh yeah.
Love it.
And
I can see the look on your face. You're like, oh yeah.
So good.
I love it.
When I was like, I've always kind of talked about it. When I was a little kid, I was kind of scared of the Incredible Hulk cartoon or TV show. Because a change would happen.
Yeah, me too. I was scared.
A little kid, right? Yeah. The toes break. You're like, he's like, what is happening here? Like your brain can't comprehend.
When his eyes just like light up and stuff like that. I'm
changes.
Like, I was like,
So like, yeah, I couldn't watch the transformation. I still remember as a little kid, I was like, I can't watch the transformation. But for whatever reason, like my dad is a big horror movie fan, so he got into Jason. I had all the movies all the time. I must have been 4 years old, and I was a huge Jason fan. For whatever reason, I'm like, he's gonna murder everybody. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, that's
hit him with a machete.
Yeah, no, actually, it's weird because I remember I used to be scared of that show, and then I was watching that TV show Sledgehammer, and
when they go to the set.
Yeah,
is that the one?
No, it's like when they go, the one where like he breaks into prison to get like Sledgehammer goes into prison to get the as undercover to get like some information from this one guy, and about a bust or something, and one guy who was in there actually knows who he is. He goes, that's Sledgehammer, man. He's like, and then he's trying to blow his cover. And then, but the guy who does that is Bill Bixby.
Oh, get out of town!
And he
probably directed that episode.
He probably
directed the episode. Yep. Little known fact for people who don't know: Bill Bixby directed everything.
Yep.
I mean, I think he directed 90% of the episodes, like Blossom, and I think he did a bunch of Full House and shit. Like he directed everything. Man, Bill Bixby. Super gone before his time.
Oh yeah,
actor,
legend.
Good old Bill Bixby. Oh, I had one of those things. Oh, hey, Oscars are today.
Yeah.
The Oscars are happening. That sound you made just now was exactly how I felt about it. But the fun part was Adam Sandler won that award last night.
Good.
The Independent Film Spirit Award. Independent Film Spirit, whatever they call it.
Was it for Uncut Gems? Is that the name?
For Uncut Gems. Yeah. He got snubbed by the Oscars, but he won the Best Actor award last night at the Independent Spirit thing, and just had a tirade of an acceptance speech, just like a gigantic FU to the Oscars.
Good.
I was like, the problem. And he did it all in his like a very like Adam Sandler voice, which is just perfect.
Good.
But just like reiterates to me how much I've always kind of shit on the idea of the Oscars.
Any award show in general. Anything.
But
I don't watch any of them. That's just me.
They're all crap.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all kind of crap. The People's Choice is kind of neat. Because you vote onto it. So as a little kid, we were like, that People's Choice is cool because our vote matters. We really didn't because we couldn't vote in Canada anyway.
Yeah.
But the Oscars are such a like bought and paid for production. Right?
Oh, yeah.
It's like if you want your movie to win, well, you lobby for it and you call in favors for your other friends because they'll vote for it because you all know each other. And then eventually your movie wins. So it means nothing. It's like the whole the Mark Rylance, Sylvester Stallone thing, right? Bridge of Spies.
Bridge of Spies.
Mark Rylance gives a shitty performance. Like compared to Stallone in Creed, where he went through the entire range of emotions.
And this is not coming from like Creed fans. This is just like realistically, everybody. What do you think? Like everyone knew this.
Yeah, everybody kind of knew it, right? I mean, Stallone was the man. Like that performance again. When you talk about great fictional characters, Rocky Balboa.
Yeah, and he won the Golden Globe.
He won the Golden Globe for it.
Yeah,
but because they needed an Oscar winner in Spielberg's next movie. Well, he lobbies hard and gets all of his Hollywood buddies to vote for Mark Rylance because he's going to be in that BFG movie.
Yeah.
And then he ends up winning the Best Actor award for sniffing through a fucking spy movie that was half-assed at best.
Yeah.
If not for Tom Hanks, that movie wouldn't be shit.
Yeah.
So
it's not even that good of a movie, to be honest with you.
Bridge of Spies sucks.
Yeah.
Like Tom Hanks is really good in that movie.
Yeah, he's good in it.
But as a movie in general, I saw it once. And I don't remember a whole lot other than he trades spies.
Yeah, I watched half of it and I just turned it off. I'm like, this is not worth my time.
No, it's awful. Yeah. I mean, and the sniffy performance. The entire movie, he's got a head cold. So he's sniffing the entire time. Like, what is wrong with it? Like, why am I wasting my time watching this shit?
You know what's a really good movie I saw on Friday? Is Ford versus Ferrari.
You finally saw it, huh?
Yeah, I saw it at Sandy's place, and it's such a good movie.
It's really good.
I knew it was being good. Like that's right up my alley.
It's definitely something for you to watch.
Yeah, and it was great.
But did you see the when Christian Bale has got the glasses and the helmet?
Yeah.
Galactus. It's Galactus.
I was saying that to them. I'm like, he's signed up for it. So
I'm telling you, man. I'm 100% positive that's who he's going to play.
And Christian Bale is so fucking good in this movie.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of fun. Like it looks like he gets to play a real human being and he's all in.
Oh yeah, and he drove the cars and everything. He's like those cars. Not many people know this, but those cars were like because all it was is like you're in a metal box with a seat surrounded by gasoline because they had to put tanks everywhere because it's a Le Mans race, right? So you have to go for like.
Was it the 40? Like what was the car?
The GT40.
The GT40.
Yeah, and then you had to so basically you're sitting in a gas can with a massive engine just strapped to you going with a max speed of like going 216 miles an hour.
It's insane, man. Balls of steel on those guys.
Yeah, you have to be like
because I mean it just takes one mistake to and like, you know, one piece of metal hits the wrong piece of concrete and makes too much heat and you're blowing that thing up.
And you're over cooking your brakes. And like the weight of the car is continuously getting lighter and lighter because you're burning more fuel.
Burning fuel out.
Yeah, so you're just like so every lap is different. Yeah, so it's crazy.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'm really excited to see it. I haven't seen it yet. It's on my list of the ones to watch.
You can download it now. It's available digitally.
It's out there, right?
Yeah.
But it's just like we've always kind of mentioned. We talked about last time too. The F1 drivers and NASCAR, whatever they are, like drivers in general, there is such a mental game in that. There's almost no other sport, maybe outside of fighting, but you're fighting somebody else who could hit you and you could get really seriously injured. But this is like it's all you.
Yeah, I would say it's. I've never driven either, but I would assume that doing the Le Mans back then is way more difficult than doing doing F1 now.
Doing F1 now
because you have to race for like
it's a big ass race.
Yeah, you're racing like for 24 hours. So you do your shift, then you get back in. You catch a little bit of sleep, then you get back in there, and then you're just tired. But the F1, it's like you constantly have someone on the radio saying like, do this, you can do this. Your right tire is doing this, and like what's the status?
There's so much science behind it.
Yeah, like who's in front of me, how far ahead is he, and stuff like that. So
But
and and your car is connected to a computer basically, and so they can monitor everything: tire pressure, tire temperature, and all that stuff.
Like when you watch those superhero shows, like Iron Man, and he's flying around, the computer's always telling him what's up.
Yeah,
that's pretty much you in the F1 today.
Yeah,
you've got a Jarvis who's watching everything.
Yeah, and the speeds are very similar. Yeah, so
to Iron Man.
No, to
I know.
Yeah, but yeah,
dick.
But yeah, I just think it's yeah, and you have to, but with F1, you have to like lightning reflexes. If you don't, you're just gonna crash.
Oh yeah, you're gonna end up like so dead. It's just or at least potentially very badly injured. Mm-hmm. But it's just one of those things when you look at that and you compare it to other sports, other sports that get paid significantly more or have more Western glory to them, right? Like football or basketball, whatever. Like it's just racing is just one of those things where your brain has to be so into it. Like we were talking about the bike earlier. Mm-hmm. Like, could you imagine that you're on that bike cutting through all those cars? Like your brain has got to be engaged. Yeah. You can't suddenly think about lollipops. It's like your brain is engaged in the what you're doing in the moment, 100%.
Yeah, like we went to a race, a motorcycle race in Brazil, mm-hmm. like the top end one, super sport one we were at the track and we were in, what was it, in Spain, yeah, and it was just utter mayhem how fast these guys were going and how dangerous it was.
Oh, yeah.
No crashes, no nothing.
Everybody's fine.
And it was just, but these guys were just like, yeah, just I just couldn't believe how, like, when you watch motorsports, it's just crazy.
What's going on over there? Did you hear that?
Yeah,
that thing just chirped at us. Still doing it, isn't it? What were you talking about?
After Darth Vader?
No, we were just talking about racing.
Oh yeah, Ford versus
After
Ferrari.
a little technical
F1. We were talking about F1 versus F1. Yeah.
F1 versus the thing.
Did you watch F1 yet?
No, it's on deck. I watched the beginning. I watched the intro, and I was so tired. And I watched all the cars kind of doing their thing, and they're all doing the whole thing was showing the kid's face and the old guy's talking. I was like, yeah, I gotta give this some real hard watching.
Yeah.
But I was so tired that day, so I put it on my list and I kept it there.
Yeah, actually, yesterday I was it was around like 6:00 or something. I got home and I was gonna watch 2001: Space Odyssey. Mm-hmm. Got through 25 minutes.
And that was it.
Passed out until 9.
Yeah, woke up and the screen is blue.
Up, yeah, I was sitting there and I was like, oh, then my TV turned off and I was like, oh shit.
It's not easy to watch TV shows anymore, man. There's too much content. Number one, we have too much to watch.
Yeah.
And number two, the stuff that's out there that we are watching, we're just already watching it. So like somebody says, oh, you should check this thing out. And I say, yeah, I'll get around to it. That was a weird thing that happened this week with me. The same context or same kind of idea mm-hmm. behind the dentist. So I went to the dentist. Mm-hmm. I don't like going to the dentist. It's not something I enjoy doing, but you have to do it.
I don't mind going to the dentist.
Well, you know the dentist. You're homies with the guy.
Yeah. At the same time, it's like it's just I just want to get, as long as they get everything clean,
get it all out of there.
Get it all out.
So I did the whole thing. It was all done. And I was talking to a person who I'm not who does listen. So I am shaming you. I was talking. It just made me think about other people who do this, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm talking to this person. I'm like, I went to the dentist. He's really good. He got the whole thing taken care of. The hygienist is good. And the first thing out of this person's mouth is, well, I'll give you the number of my guy. He's the best. I'll give you the number to my guy. Yeah, he's the best.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, look, I get it. But do you honestly not value my intelligence? I'm going to go to a shitbag? Like, I just said to you, I like my guy. Mm-hmm. And then you say, I'll give you the number of my guy. He's the best. Call him.
Exactly.
Number one, I've already seen the dentist. Mm-hmm. So why am I going to go to a different dentist?
Yeah.
Number two, value my intelligence. Mm-hmm. I don't need you who's known me for a long time.
Yeah.
To tell me that you're going to give me the number to your dentist.
Yeah. The only time I actually do that is when people ask me, like, do you know a dentist?
Do you know a guy?
Do you know a guy? And I said, that's when I'll say, like, you know what?
I've got a guy.
He's the best.
But nothing burns me up more than you mention something. Yeah. And then somebody else, the person you're talking to.
Oh, you gotta try it out.
Yeah. I gotta go to my guy. My guy's the best. I'm going to give you his number.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I've already done what I was going to do. I no longer need you to give me the number for the person. It would be a redundancy.
Selfishly speaking, I will say my guy is the best.
Well, you have a tight connection.
Yeah, exactly. To your guy. Yeah, because he is
drop the name. I mean, everybody should know who he is.
Yeah, Jason Niger.
Friend of the show.
Yeah, Jason Niger. Sorry, his clinic is in Edmonton. Mm-hmm. Dr. Jason Niger, Nijjer. And
it's not what you think.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So yeah, but his clinic. His hygienists are great, and he's Yeah, he's awesome. He's just a good guy.
He is a solid dude.
Yeah.
I've never heard anybody say anything negative about the guy. So I would imagine.
And he plays awesome music in he'll play Wu-Tang. He'll play like old school hip hop, and is while you're in the
chair
in the office. Yeah.
You wanna listen to some 36 Chambers?
Yeah, I'll play that for you. He plays.
I'll do that right now, motherfucker.
He keeps it clean, but at the same time, it's like he'll play really good music.
He'll just get it going on.
Yeah. But sometimes you'll be like, sometimes his music gets voted out, and he's like, fuck, I got voted out.
Vote out from the group, the conglomerate.
Yeah.
Somebody else will say, no, we're gonna only watch SpongeBob. I had SpongeBob online, which is fine by me. I love SpongeBob.
Oh yeah. But yeah, Jason's awesome. I love that guy.
He's a solid guy.
Yeah, Jason's probably one of my best friends. So
how was your week?
Well, it was good. Just that
was a weird cut. I just threw it out there because I was like thinking about stuff, and I was like, I didn't ask you how your week was this week.
Yeah, no, it was just working out, and that's
good.
about it. Yeah,
not too shabby.
Trying to get some work done, and then order that collagen peptides.
Oh, you're talking about it.
Yeah, so I ordered it today. So yeah, I'm gonna try it out, see how it is.
Now, what was the driving force behind you getting into the peptides?
Well, you told me that some of your friends are taking it, and they love it.
Doug does. Yeah.
Yeah, and then so then I looked at the I'll try one cycle, but it's good for a month or something like that, or a month and a half. And so yeah, see what the fringe benefits are, because
how you feel afterwards.
Yeah, because I'm getting to that age now where I should start taking better care of myself. I don't want to subscribe to this thing where it's like every month and a half you have to like, because like when you get into a routine where you're like, okay, I have to eat this, I have to take this, and I have to like wash myself with this, and like clean my face with this, wash my hair with this.
I have to wash myself with this.
Yeah, it just becomes like it's a very expensive.
Well, taking care of yourself is not cheap.
It's not cheap, right? But like, then again, like where else are you going to invest in? Like you invest in like things that you don't need, like just candy, or like high tech stuff and stuff like that. Like junk food, or like.
I mean, the high tech stuff is all right, but no, it's the truth. Like you got to take care of yourself.
Yeah,
and a lot of that starts with what you put into your system.
Yeah, like I wouldn't waste it on like expensive hair products or something like that. Like there's like for like a bottle of like find out where you can save it. Like I used to buy like really expensive like facial care stuff. I don't do that shit anymore. Like it's just
have you cut that out?
Yeah,
because that wasn't too long ago.
No,
you had a like a cabinet that was like what were they called? Q, when Q gives James Bond the weapons.
Yeah, and
he opens the whole thing up.
Yeah, now I just keep it very simple.
Yeah, you had a facial wash cabinet.
Yeah, I used to have like mine is huge. But now I just use just simple things like just scrub your face and like just clean it, and then
it's for the best.
Yeah, and just put something to moisturize your face with. That's it. That's all you need.
Yeah, it's always the way to go.
Yeah.
If you don't moisturize, you're a psychopath.
Yeah, you're an idiot.
Yeah, because especially in this climate.
Yeah.
Where we are now, that is not like a manscaping or metrosexual type of thing at all.
No,
you just gotta put some shit in your face.
Yeah, you have to, because then like you'll, then your face will look like the bed of a desert fucking.
Well, it'll be the guy who makes the bad choice in the Last Crusade.
Yeah, exactly.
You chose wisely.
You
need to moisturize your face. Why not? Because if you don't, you're choosing wisely.
Exactly. And then
take care of that shit.
Yeah. So, and if you don't know where to start, man, just go online. There's tons of people who can help you with like.
Oh, yeah. I mean, YouTube is YouTube will give you all the advice you need.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, like some of it's bad, but I mean, for the most part, a lot of it's really good.
Oh yeah.
So anything you need to know, to learn about taking care of your skincare routine. God, this sounds really like we're super posh, but we're not. Because I mean, I literally just use a cocoa butter thing that comes in a tub. I go down to Walmart and it's like this gigantic friggin'.
You just slather yourself with that shit.
It's like a liter. I just coat myself head to toe like a seal. I keep this youthful look about me. It's incredible. I'm adorable. I am. It's the truth.
I'm adorable.
I wouldn't be if I mean, in a goofy looking way, but I wouldn't be if I didn't take care of my skin.
You actually are. Yeah.
I'm a strange looking human being. Did you watch fights on Friday or Saturday?
No, I did not.
Oh,
I heard the John Jones fight was very controversial.
Oh my God,
like he should have lost that. He should have lost that fight.
Yeah, Murphy and Lee. Well, look, I've always been a big believer in the Ric Flair school of thought. To be the man, you got to beat the man.
Yeah.
And I always hate, because I've changed my mind on it once in a very hardline way after the Shogun and what's his name, Dragon, Machida. After that fight, the way that fight went, I changed my mind on the idea of points a lot of times. But I still think that you need to have people who know what they're doing, people who know what a point means these days in mixed martial arts, a judge especially, right? So I kind of feel like, yeah, maybe he could have won on points.
Yeah.
He absolutely won on points.
Because it went the distance, right?
It went the distance.
Okay.
But at the same time, like, you kind of gotta knock the motherfucker out sometimes, right?
But that's what you want, right?
That's like, look at the Gustafsson fights, right? Like, I mean, in the same respect, Alexander Gustafsson should have won those fights. By the way, the big one, whereas I mean, he's sending John Jones to the hospital, right?
Yeah.
But he doesn't. So, but when you do look at what the points were, I think there was something ridiculous, like 49-46.
Yep.
It's something like insane. So why does that, like, how does that happen? Like, what was the judge doing that he scored a fight 49-46 when the controversy is, I think all the people who were in the media, the writers scoring cards, whatever they were all in favor of Reyes. I think he had the fight won.
I don't know, man.
It's very, the whole thing is super bizarre, but there needs to be an overhaul of the system. Like, it's
maybe that's their way of setting up a rematch.
Who knows, man? I mean, I hope not. I hope this is one of those things where somebody's like, you know what, we'll set up a rematch for next time. So, like, score the fight favorably for John Jones this time around. Yeah, like, it's gross. And apparently during the Murphy Lee fight, somebody wasn't even looking at the fight. He was looking down the entire time. One of the judges.
Oh, really?
Was looking down for 30 seconds. And Rogan and Dominic Cruz were talking about it because they were calling it. And Joe Rogan's like, can't believe this guy. He's looking down. And he looks away. He's like, he's still looking down. He's been looking down the entire time we're talking. And then somebody else is trying to defend the fact that was a commissioner and not one of the judges. But that guy was distracting the judge for the entire fight.
Oh.
So, like, you're a commissioner and you're distracting the judge from doing his job. Like, you should know better, right?
Yeah.
The whole thing just seems to be a complete shit show. Like, it was just the entire scoring aspect of mixed martial arts right now is just such a fucking joke.
Yeah, well, they gotta get their shit together or people are just gonna be turned away by it.
Well, yeah, I mean, nobody's gonna be turned away by it. Everybody likes to watch somebody get punched in the face. Like, everybody likes to watch somebody get absolutely destroyed.
Well, I said,
right?
I guess in that context, I mean that the legitimacy of it's gonna go to the
you might as well be WWE
at
that point.
Exactly.
Which is, I mean, that's why it's the only contact sport that I can kind of watch with, like, guilt free.
Yeah.
Because like, it's a fixed game. You are watching high level stunt work, and that's it. There's no like real angle here outside of, well, maybe the Montreal Screwjob, but there's nobody interfering to fuck the whole thing up outside of a storyline. Whereas that's not what the UFC is. The UFC should be legitimacy, 100%. All the organizations should be legitimacy, 100%. Doesn't work like that.
Nope.
Anything you had this week?
Let's see here. What was I looking at? No, not really. Besides Ford versus Ferrari, that was the big thing. I was actually surprised by how good it was.
Just one of those things.
Yeah.
Huh?
So yeah, I'd highly recommend it. It's a really good movie. Matt Damon's unreal in it. Christian Bale's unreal in it.
Yeah, they seem to have a really good time making it too.
Yeah, it's a fun movie.
Yeah, they really enjoy it.
Yeah, it's like it does have, it's based on a true story, so it does have a sad ending, but like it's a good movie.
It works out. It's the one that surprised me this week is I went back and rewatched a walk through the Tombstones, a walk in the Tombstones, whatever it was. Liam Neeson. I did not give it the honest go the first time around.
Yeah,
watched it last night. I really enjoyed that movie.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
It's dark.
Yeah,
super dark. The first real thing that happens is somebody gets cut up into a million pieces and handed to somebody else in a bag of cocaine.
Yeah.
That's like, once they do that, you're like, well, this is the movie we're watching. This is the road we're gonna go on. So it doesn't really surprise you past that because that's what you're getting into. Yeah.
There's I also watched I did watch, I think I talked to you about this. I did watch the rest of Apocalypse Now, the final cut, and it's holy shit.
How much longer was it?
It's not as long. It's in between. So it's almost about 2.5 hours. But it's in between the Redux and the final cut is between the Redux and the original theatrical version. So it's not like the 3-hour marathon that that the original cut was.
Yeah.
And it's not the Redux where it's like short. It's kind of like the long version of the Redux, or it's not the theatrical cut. It's been in between. Because the Redux is just everything.
It's the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's all the deleted scenes. Is it Redux or Redo? What is it?
REDUX.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I've been saying it wrong then. But when they put it in, That was just like, it's everything.
It's that's like, oh, because there was so much stuff like that was cut out on the editing room floor. So they're like, you know what, let's see,
jam it all in there.
So let's just throw it, because there was no like way of like doing a final cut, because that's a large undertaking.
Well, you can't get Kubrick in there.
Yeah. So like what they did was Apocalypse Now. What they did is what Francis Ford Coppola did was like for this final cut, he supervised everything. And especially the 4K process,
Kubrick didn't do.
No, Francis Ford Coppola did Apocalypse Now, and he oversaw everything, like the 4K restoration, the sound. He did everything.
That's wild.
So like he was I guess he didn't do everything, but he had his hands.
He was involved in all of it.
And what you see on screen is like, that's my definitive version of this movie.
That's pretty good. And I can deal with that.
Yeah, and it looks and sounds incredible. Like it's up there with 2001.
Really?
Yeah, it's up there with. It's probably one of the best ones I have. Yeah.
I'll definitely give it a shot. Cause I mean, I was always a big fan of Heart of Darkness and the whole production behind the craziness.
That's and Heart of Darkness it's
on there. Huh?
It's in there. Yeah.
That's a great documentary.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Did you ever see the one they did for Tropic Thunder?
Yeah.
Yeah, same kind of thing, but like for real. Like they're pretty serious about it.
Oh yeah.
Hey, it's like as a final fuck you to George Lucas. Have you seen what's happening? And I only say that because how he's always talking about how you'll never get a 1080p, you'll never get a 4K, unedited, all the frames are dead. So a dude, I don't know if it was a dude, I just kind of barely saw it, but a guy or a team of people, there's a movie from like 1870 or 1880, and really it's just the hand crank Kodak camera kind of dealy, and it's just a platform and a train shows up, and it's just a guy who's cranking a camera. Well, it's like the very first travel video of all time.
Yeah.
And it was I like pretty standard, like it's on large format. So like it's not like a 480 or anything.
Yeah.
But generally it was probably shown on a square screen.
Yeah.
And it looks okay. It didn't look awful. But it's definitely not high def. It's standard at best.
Yeah.
And now they put it through an algorithm, an AI, a deep learning process that turned it into 4K. Upscaled it beautifully. And when you look at it in 4K, it's running at 60 frames a second, so it takes out that jitter walk that was happening in the old crank shit.
Yeah.
And man, if it doesn't look amazing. If you didn't know, you wouldn't know. If you didn't know that somebody didn't painstakingly take each frame and restore, not re-restore, but like reclaim that piece of celluloid and make it so they could take that and turn that into a piece of 4K. Like it was so beautifully done just from an algorithm that there is no more excuse. It's over.
Yeah.
The debate of whether or not we're going to get all our old shit in beautiful 4K, this is the year that changes.
Oh.
This is the year all that's going to change. Digital versus like having the print.
Is it because the power of doing that is now available to anybody, right?
Look at the kid who did the better cut of The Irishman.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
I heard about it, yeah.
Oh my God. I mean, like, have you watched The Irishman?
Yeah.
It's abysmal.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a steaming pile of shit.
Okay, well, I did like it. It's just like the problem I had with it is that it's so fucking long.
It's so long.
I had to watch it in 45-minute increments.
I can't watch like a crippled up old Robert De Niro trying to act like he's 25 years old. Because I remember what young De Niro looks like, what Travis was moving around like. When he's playing a young dude and he's kicking a guy in the street or he's punching somebody, it's like it looks so weird,
it looks
man.
Weird, yeah.
Like remember when he's taking hits and giving hits in Midnight Run?
Yeah.
Probably like the most like rough, tough guy version of De Niro we know, right? Like Midnight Run, he was pretty like he seemed like there's the bounty.
Yeah, that's definitely up there. I put that there, and also what's the other movie he had? When he was like Ronin.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, you're right. Ronin's really good too.
Yeah.
Like a little bit later than that, but still a great example.
Later than that, definitely, yeah.
A great example of like an older guy who can still kick the shit out of somebody.
Yeah.
And believably.
Yeah.
Yeah, really good point. But I didn't believe for a second at all that was Robert De Niro kicking the crap out of people in The Irishman. Like, give me a break.
Like when I saw that, I was like, I'm like, there's no way that a normal human being would take that abuse from someone at that age. Let me just get up and just beat the shit out of that guy.
Yeah, I mean, there were like young, virile, strong men getting beat up by an old guy.
But the thing is, but from what I know about Martin Scorsese is that was probably like the 20th take.
Yeah, so how bad were like 1 to 19?
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So like, I mean, knowing what we know about that movie and then seeing it and watching it, and then this kid goes in there with like an algorithm and pastes it over all their faces.
Yeah.
And he makes them all look younger, and I mean, they're still moving like they're a million years old.
Yeah.
But they look so much better. They didn't have the weird glazed eye shit.
Yeah, that really like, yeah.
Like, I mean, he was making their eyes look like they had cataracts and stuff. Like the whole thing looks so weird.
Is there a link to it, or?
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Okay.
I mean, if you go to Google or YouTube and just punch in The Irishman done by some punk kid, I bet you'll pop up.
No, but what about that one where like that the 1890s one you were talking about? That one.
Oh yeah, that's up there too. That's fairly new. It's a train on a platform, incoming, and then people just get on the train.
Oh, okay.
So like families and kids and shit get on this train, and they show you the newest version and they show you the old version, the original. They do like a top to bottom or a side by side.
Side by side, yeah.
And it just looks incredible.
Oh, okay, cool.
Like, it just looks brilliant the way it's all super clear, very sharp, considering how old it is. It's not like razor sharp like it's shot in film in 2020.
Yeah.
But it's razor sharp for how old this footage is, and it's just an algorithm running across it.
Okay, cool. I'll
Beautiful.
definitely check it out.
Yeah, it's definitely worth checking out. Oh, well, we had fast burst radio, or fast radio bursts in space. So we might be getting communicated by a dying star. No, that's probably just dying star. I was hoping.
I don't know. I've seen so many like videos on like how big our universe is. But
pretty big.
It's pretty big. Like it's the likelihood of us getting. No one's going to contact us unless those people want to do it. Unless the outside universe wants to contact us.
It's first contact.
Yeah, it's
the Vulcans.
Yeah, we're not providing anything.
No. We're not putting anything out there like V'ger.
Yeah.
V'ger is not going to suddenly come back and be like, "I'm here, father."
Yeah. Like, do you have any idea how small our supercluster is compared to like the rest of the universe? It's nothing.
Oh, I was watching a thing years and years and years ago, like when in the infancy of the internet. And it was talking about, and this is why my brain goes there first. Well, it's not aliens. It was showing a real world description of if this is Earth here and this is Pluto here in a solar system dealy. It's like it looks very close, but in a real scale version of the universe, if like the head of a pin is Earth, Pluto would be at the sun.
Yeah.
Like in scale.
In scale, yeah.
As far as our sun is, like that's how far Pluto would be.
Yeah.
We are so like we're not. Like, there's nothing close to us.
Yeah, like from what we know, from what the observable universe is, this is taken straight from a YouTube video. They're saying that
Carl Sagan.
Well, Carl Sagan's his description of what Earth is.
Yeah.
Based on that picture of that Voyager took when it just reversed its camera. And took that picture of Earth and that sunbeam
when we're super far away.
Yeah, that
that's ridiculous.
It's incredible.
It's like that. It's like when you look at Earth and that beam.
Yeah,
it's like a pixel.
It's a pixel.
It's like it's barely a pixel.
Yeah, and so they said like so what we can see. Let's say there was a light bulb, right? A light bulb it contains like Earth and everything we can see that's visible to us. So let's say that's a light bulb, right? That's on. If you put that light bulb in the center of Pluto. That's how big that we think that stuff that's out there that could be out there, but we don't know. Like there's we're just all we know is what we can see.
Yeah, that's it, and we can only see what like 50%.
Yeah, so like let's say there's a star here, right? Let's say if there's a star here and Earth's like right here, right? Let's say it's like because we want to see it's the light that it's projecting to us, then we can calculate how far the light is that the object is away from us, right? But it's streaming its light like at us, but it's moving away like this.
Yes.
And that we will never see that thing because it's moving away faster than the light can hit us. So
well, yeah, I mean the idea of like what is it? Like, at least half the stars that we're seeing in the sky don't exist anymore.
Yeah, a lot of
that's just the light that we're still getting. So they're not even there anymore. They're gone.
Yeah. So there's there's probably almost like an infinite amount of stuff we're never going to even like be able to see.
No, man.
Or explore.
And then the idea too, where they say things like, well, it's only 2.3 light years away. That's 2.3 years traveling at the speed of light.
which we can't even come close to yet.
We're not going to get there. Or it's just like, we're just not going to get there. We can send information, like, you know, if we figured out a way to do it, like a light-based information, but that's it.
Yeah, like,
and that's going to something that might not even be there.
Yeah, like some people are saying, like, oh, why is Elon Musk sending those all those Starlink, I'm like, you know what? Because if we colonize Mars, we're gonna have to send transmissions from Mars to Earth, and that takes like
It's not
that takes
a radio call.
Yeah, exactly. So if you want to send an email to go or send a message from Mars to Earth, it has to get there. Let's say there's an emergency call or something like that. There's there's a colony there and it needs like send a message. Do you want to have make sure that transmission is not 2 minutes? It has to be like 1 second.
I mean, like people don't realize how shitty Skype was. Like they don't realize how crappy internet voice over like VoIP calling or Skype calling was just 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Or it's like 10, let's say 10 years ago when Skype showed up on your very first iPhone or the crap you were using there, right? How bad is it?
Yeah.
Like if you were talking, you had to wait until somebody was done talking and then hope they're finished before you could start again.
Yeah, it's
now on Earth, that's terrestrial.
Yeah, so yeah, I think there's this weird thing the astronomers are saying like, oh, Starlink is ruining our view of the sky and stuff like that. I'm like, no, like you should be part of that.
Yeah, be a part of it.
Yeah.
Help out.
Yeah, so I don't know. That's just my way of thinking. Looking at it.
that's the way the world is. Yep. Oh man, a bunch of weird crap going on this week. That was one of the things. I had the 4K thing.
Oh, also, did you know all the smartphone companies in China like
ZTE and
Xiaomi and I think that's how you pronounce it.
Xiaomi, Xiaomi,
Xiaomi, whatever, and Huawei. They're all teaming up to make one ecosystem.
Yeah, I'm not surprised with that at all.
They're saying like
bio-based.
Yeah, they're like fuck. They're like fuck. Google. We're like, yeah, we'll make our own.
It's why, like, I mean, you look at Motorola's. Motorola's making some really nice phones right now, but they're Chinese.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there's so little. I can't trust those guys, so I don't know. I can't get on board.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know because the last one the last Huawei you can actually buy and use in Canada is the Pro 30 is the P30 Pro.
The 30, right?
That's it.
And then you're done.
And
then what? Like they're just gonna keep making phones for the world and OS for the world, and we're just out. Like, what if they get so big that they start eating up Android?
Well, that's the thing.
Then they're gonna force us to use it.
Yeah, because like think about it. Like who are the major Android players?
Yeah, right. I mean, they're not US based.
Yeah, because
you look at Samsung.
They have Samsung.
Huawei.
Yeah, Samsung is number one, and then you have like LG.
Yep.
Who else uses?
That's also Korean. I think Oppo
Sony,
is still huge.
Yeah.
Also, and Japanese. Sony's Japanese.
Yeah. Oppo is going to be.
I think in the world they're pretty big.
Oppo's going to be with those guys.
With those guys. Yeah. So Oppo, I would imagine Oppo, Xiaomi. Oppo makes the Redmi, right? That's what it is.
Yeah.
Huawei. I wouldn't be surprised if sooner or later you see Lenovo jump on board because they're Chinese. There are some like Taiwanese companies though. Like I think Asus and Acer, right, are all Taiwanese. That very likely will try to hold on for dear life and not go anywhere.
But I think like those guys might go for they might go with Google because the Microsoft's new hardware is going to be all Google based.
Yeah, there is like a new. Well, they've been testing it with the
Neo or whatever it's called.
Yeah, whatever it's going to be called.
Yeah, the flip phone.
The idea for them is kind of like the next step past Google, and it's based off like the one UI, right? Where it's going to be one operating system for all phones. Nothing different, no weirdness, no skins.
Yeah, I'm not too sure because like the majority of the world uses Android.
Yeah.
So, but those companies, like, who wants to use apps that are based on that Chinese operating system, right?
Anybody who wants to be spied on.
Yeah.
You want to be spied on? Huawei is your way.
Yeah. So who knows? That whole thing that just might bump up Samsung's numbers. So.
Yeah, you never know.
Because it could work the opposite way. Like, okay, we're forcing Samsung to like, you're going to be the major player in Android. They're like, okay, fine. How many people want to use Android? How many people want to use this Chinese system, right? So,
spy tech.
Saying Chinese system sounds racist, but like
the Chinese system.
Yeah.
Well, is it? I don't think it's racist. It's like if I do a British accent, is that racist?
Yeah.
Is it racist?
No, British people have been racist their whole lives.
But if a white guy does an Indian accent, is that racist?
Yeah.
I don't like that.
I hate it.
I don't like
one
the
guy
idea
did. One of my friends did in front of. He's not my friend. This guy I know. He did it, and I said, number one, it's awful. Number two, don't do it anymore in front of my face.
Oh, doing the Indian accent.
And he started doing it. He's like, I'm like, shut up, you idiot. I'm gonna stop shopping here if you don't shut your mouth.
Okay, here's a question for you to end up on: is Dark Knight Rises Bane racist? He's a white guy who grew up in India, doing an Indian accent.
Mm-hmm.
That's his accent.
No, he's not.
He's not?
No.
You know why? He's born and raised there.
You know why? Because his intentions are not racist.
That's right.
Yeah.
So if somebody's just doing an accent, like the call out hasn't hit him. I think the call out hasn't hit him because people don't realize that Bane is is an Indian accent.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, they got his history wrong because he's not supposed to be Indian. He's supposed
South
to be
American.
He's South American.
Yeah.
Yeah.
South American prison.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Lazarus Pit shit.
Exactly. Yeah. And if you haven't read Nightfall and about Bane's beginnings, read it. It's crazy.
Before Nightfall, there's another one, right? Is it it's all the painted covers? Remember there are 4 prestige format issues that came out? And those things, they go deep. Mm-hmm. I can't remember who the artist is. I think Jim Aparo might be the artist in those ones, but they're rad.
I thought it was Starlin, and is he I
don't know. I know like
I could be wrong. You know more than me.
Chuck Dixon and somebody else at that time was doing a lot of the writing. I think Jim Aparo was kind of like the main. There are 4 artists and like 3 writers doing all of it.
Yeah.
Because that's back when they were doing their triangle system. I'm good for now. They were doing their triangle system.
Yep.
Where like you would have like Detective Comics would run into Batman, and Batman would run into Tales of the Dark Knight. But there was a 4-issue prestige format. Raji would know because I'm pretty sure he got them all. That went deep into the history of Bane on all the prison stuff.
Yeah.
And he was like born and raised in a South American prison.
And his mom was fed to sharks and stuff like that.
All that kind of great stuff. Bane.
Great
character.
Yeah.
No wonder he's pissed. All right, buddy.
Yep.
We had a good short episode today.
Mm-hmm. Anything else you want to touch on?
No, I was just kind of like going through the weirdness that happened this week. This week was one of those weeks that had a bunch of weird kind of stuff.
Okay, here. Give me it, and let me just see if I can
take a look.
If I can pull anything out of here.
The only thing I was going on further than that was I had a weird concept about humans and predators and people making excuses.
Yep.
Or kind of this kind of sticks in me a little bit, and that's why I wrote it down in there. The idea that when somebody gets duped, how they will always try to say, well, you realize I got duped because he's a very intelligent human being. He's a very intelligent person, and he only duped me because he's a very intelligent person, and he likes to get off on duping other intelligent people. I'm like, no, you are an idiot. You got duped by somebody who just preyed on you. Yeah. Like you got duped by a predator.
Yeah.
He's not that much smarter than everybody. He's just smarter than you, and he got you.
Okay.
It was just one of those things. I heard a few people say it. Weirdly, you know how like when your antennas are up on a concept, like you start hearing more and more about it.
Yeah.
And that was just one of those things that hit me where I heard somebody say, "You don't get it. Like he's a really smart guy." I'm like, "No, he's not a really smart guy. He swindled you out of a lot of money because you're a fucking idiot."
Yeah.
And that's how he swindled you out of all your money. Don't try to make yourself seem like a smart person who was duped by a much smarter person.
Yeah, exactly.
You're a clod. Who was duped by an average person. Yeah, I just that was one of those things. Don't get duped, I think, is the moral behind that.
Yeah, you just be like, if someone's being, I don't know, like if someone is like really attached to you, like as a stranger, just be like, get the fuck away. Yeah,
if somebody's trying to hitch their horse to your cart.
Yeah, actually, you know what, that happened to me.
Cart to your horse? So what happened to you?
So I was in chapters, and I was like going by, and I was just by the graphic novel section, obviously.
I know where this is going.
Yeah, and so some guy walked up to me, and he's like, "Hey, excuse me," and I said, "Yeah," and he goes, "Do you I'm looking for a graphic novel for my niece or for my nephew. He's 13 years old. He's like, what do you think he'll like?" And I'm like, "Well, what is he into?" And so he's like, "Oh, he likes this." And I said, "You know what? Here, make him read this." And I gave him what was it? Batman: The Long Halloween.
Yeah. Oh, excellent jumping on point.
Yeah. So I said, if he likes Batman, I'm like, this is actually this is a good one to read. And he goes, "Okay, cool." Then he started asking me personal questions. Like he goes, "Oh, so what do you do?" and all this stuff. And I said, "Oh, whatever." And then I just told him, and then it led to another thing. And he's like, "Yeah," I goes, "I think it's good to like meet people. Like, you can like you find out what you have in common, and like then."
Yep.
And so it's one of those guys who's trying to like collect people
He's trying to get his hooks in you.
Yeah, get their hooks into you, and then like next thing you know, you're part of their their
World Financial
Group, and like their pyramid schemes.
Yeah.
So he's like, "Can I grab your number?" And I said, So I just gave it to him. I was like, "Yeah, whatever." So if he calls me, I'm gonna be like, "Yeah, fuck you, don't ever call me."
This is recently.
Yeah, this
was a while ago.
Yeah, so this happened like a couple of months ago, and so he messaged me, and I said, "Don't ever message me again. Lose my number."
Yeah.
And then
you decided to jump on hard.
Yeah. So then I said, yeah. So I said, I just want to create like an awkward situation.
Don't call me again.
Yeah, because there's like people around and stuff like that. I didn't want to say like, just please leave me alone.
Yeah.
And then so I gave it to him, and then and then yesterday or the day before, I was sitting there reading. What was I reading? I was reading James May's Man Lab, and I sat there and I was reading. Then this guy like was standing around. Then he looked at me. Then he looked back at me.
Oh, he's there.
And I looked up at him, and I was like, "Oh," I'm like, "Okay, whatever." And he said, "Excuse me." He's like, "Don't I know you?" And I said, "No." I said, "Who are you?" And he goes, "Aren't you the guy who?" And he basically explained who I was.
Yeah.
I said, "No."
He gave the rundown of who you are. And you're straight up
I was like, no, not really. I was like, no.
Stonewall.
And he's like, oh, sorry about that. And then he walked away. I was like,
I don't know.
Fucking idiot.
Tall brown guy?
No, tall white guy.
Oh, tall white guy.
Yeah.
I had
no, it's not tall white. Yeah, about my height, white guy.
White guy.
But he was probably brainwashed by all those idiots.
Oh, absolutely, right? They're completely into it. Doing the same deal at Marshall's, buying a shirt at Marshall's, and because they got great T-shirts for a guy like me, the odd fits, because I fit odd. I'm just like, I talk to myself. I'm one of those guys who, if I'm buying things, I'm just kind of standing alone. I mumble. I'll mumble and say things, usually asinine stuff like, well, you're not the shirt I want. You're the shirt I want.
Yeah.
That's not the shirt I'm looking for. I'll wave my hand at all Star Wars. Yeah, I got issues. And this guy starts chuckling next to me. He's like, hey, you found your shirt? You found the one you like? I'm like, yeah, that's going to be the one. I said, you win some, you lose some. That's what I'm going to take. And next thing you know, he does the same thing. He gets strikes up a conversation, asks me what I do. And I didn't really know about the world financial stuff. So I thought he was genuinely interested. Because I'm like, yeah, this is weird. Like a random dude you're trying to pick up a guy? Like, what's going on here? So like, yeah, I'm getting ready to like let him down easy. Yeah. But no, he starts talking about business stuff. So I'm like, this is going to a weird spot.
That's what he asked me too. Yeah.
Yeah. It starts being like, what do you do? Like as far as work, what's your business style thing? He starts talking about how he's in a kind of a group that puts people who want to work with other people together.
That's exactly what you're telling me. Yeah.
Is it like, what is this? Are you part of, like, what is going on here?
Like, yeah. What kind of cult are you part of?
What kind of cult are you a part of? So he starts talking about it. So in my head, we had just started the podcast. We'd done about, I think, like 15 episodes at that time. So I was thinking to myself, well, if he wants to, because I mentioned the podcast, so he's thinking maybe he wants to get on here and talk about something, or you never know, this could lead somewhere else, get an advertiser, who fucking knows, right? Yep. And then little by little, all the phone calls were all about how he wants to get coffee to talk about this thing that he's working on, this project he's working on. And I'm starting to feel like he's going to try to sell me like timeshares. Yeah. That's what this is. And then Dan actually talked about how he had the same type of thing happen to him. It was that world financial shit. Yep. And he gave me the breakdown of how they tried to suck him into it. It's like, there you go. That's what this is. It was a scam. Yeah, it is. He wasn't some random nice gay guy just trying to pick up dudes in a Marshalls. Yeah. He was trying to pick up me, the cave troll, for stealing my money.
I got it from an Asian girl too.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah. I thought she was like, okay, this is like
so harmless and pretty.
Yeah, I know. I was talking to her, and she was very good looking, and she was like, just fun to talk to. And then all of a sudden, she mentions that, and I said, right there and then I had to shut it down.
No, hell yeah.
Yeah, I said, excuse me. I'm like, okay, if this is what you're asking me, and I'm like, I said, best of luck. I'm not subscribing to this. I'm like, I suggest you get out. If this is what is a World Financial Group. She said, yeah. I'm like, you know what? Get out of there as fast as you can. Out. I'm like, I went to that meeting. And it was the worst. I'm like, trust me, you don't want to be there. Because in 5 years, in 5 years, if you're not like where they think you should be, they're gonna spit you out.
Oh yeah, and they're gonna use all your finances. Yeah, they're gonna use you and make you hate your friend. Your friends are gonna hate you.
I know they're gonna make you use your friends. Yeah, that's exactly what I said to her. All your buddies. Yeah, and she looked at me. She's like, oh really? I said, yeah, get out.
That's how they get them too, right? Yeah. I mean, that's how they get your friends.
I know.
Oh, I was watching.
It's such a predatory practice. I just think
it's gross, man. Yeah. It's super gross. I was watching because I like garbage TV. I love garbage TV because I'm a firm believer in that if you want to keep your brain moving, you got to watch things that you hate. Yeah. And there's nothing I hate more than The Bachelor. I hate The Bachelor so much. Oh yeah. Those people are because it's just such a shit show, right? Yeah. So I'm tuned in. I'm watching the last one. Yeah. And it occurs to me like they got this whole fiasco that happened this week, right? Where one of these broads who's on there, one of these broads who's on there, she was modeled for like a White Lives Matter campaign. She had the friggin' Rebels flag, the South flag. What do they call it? Dukes of Hazzard flag. The Confederate flag, right? And then her whole thing is like, I didn't know. I had no idea what was going on. I'm like, okay, you're an idiot. But the conversation came up because she's in medical sales. So I was talking to like my mom or somebody about how like this chick is this and that, and then she's like, oh no, she wasn't a model. She is like a medical sales rep. Like no, she's a model because those companies, like the drug companies and the medical sales companies, that's what they get. Yeah, they get these women. I almost said it again. Yeah, they get these attractive women because all these doctors are out there, and they're gonna see this girl coming their way in a short skirt and a power suit, and she's gonna sell them all this great stuff, or she's gonna give them more money for hawking more Pfizer drugs. Yeah. That's what happens. So these girls who get on there that's their gimmick. And then when they tell you on the show, on The Bachelor, that she's in law school, well, she's a model who's probably got, I don't know, like the idea that she's going to go to law school. Yeah. So they friggin' stick it on there. If it says Harvard Law, well, then she's probably in Harvard Law. Yeah. If it says law student, she's not a law student, man. No. That girl is a straight up model. That's it. Medical sales rep. Well, if she owns a medical sales company, that's what she does.
Yeah.
But if she's a medical sales rep, that's a model.
Yeah,
They lie to you, and all those broads too. They just want to get in on the franchise, right? I know it's not interesting to you at all, but I just
I know.
I just think it's hilarious.
No, one of my really good friends, she's a pharmaceutical sales rep as well.
Yeah, I bet you she's super hot. She's probably really attractive. Oh, now you can't say no.
Sona, yeah, she is. Yeah.
Yeah, you see?
Yeah.
Right? Because they're not going to get a troll out there.
Yeah, but she's very good at what she does. Like she's.
I'm sure she is, man. Because you can't not be.
Yeah.
Eventually, you get the NLP down where you know how to talk to these guys and you can sell it. And I mean, pretty girls know how to talk to dumb
she was at
guys.
my mom's clinic sometime when she was in Edmonton, and yeah, she's great. She's awesome.
But I mean, like, they're not going to send some, unattractive. I'm not being mean. I'm just like
cave troll, yeah.
Cave troll. They're not going to send some cave troll out there.
Or
I'm not going to be a medical sales rep.
Yeah, or the water hag from Witcher 3.
The water hag. Cut out her tongue and cut off her head.
Yeah.
I mean, no, they're not going to send that person out there to be a sales rep.
No.
Because like they know, man, sex sells.
Yeah, it's yeah. I'm not sure. I don't know too much about that industry, but yeah, it's in the States. I'm assuming it would be completely cutthroat.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
After that Jake Gyllenhaal Catwoman movie came out,
yeah,
I don't know. I did a deep dive into it, and it's dirty. It's a gross industry, man. Doctors just like. I mean, that's how Oxy went out of control.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
All that shit, like Oxy went out of control because all of a sudden they had this the new heroin to push that people are gonna get hooked on, and doctors giving that shit out, and all the Dixie Mafia got on board and started sending buses down to Florida to send all these busloads of people to pick up as many pills as they can, bring them back across the border, sell me half, you keep half. Here's your money. I'll see you next week. We'll go get some more.
Yeah,
pill mills, man.
I know, man. That oh man, the United States is so fucked up.
Oh, so gross.
Yeah,
man.
That place is so like after Trump wins in 2020, I'm just gonna be like, yeah, your country is just
it's a shit.
Yeah, I didn't know EPA would has to answer to the coal companies.
It's so wild. The EPA is now a division of Coal USA.
Exactly, man. But actually, on a lighter note, actually on a sadder note, did you end up watching Ash vs. Evil Dead on Netflix?
I never did.
You have to watch it.
I'll give it a go.
Yeah, it is such a bonkers show.
Okay, so I love the old ones. Evil Dead, Army of Darkness is just I fucking love that movie. I just yell lines out randomly. Watched the first episode and just couldn't fucking get on board, man.
Honestly, if you give it a try, for like at least a couple of episodes, the show gets so fucking crazy. And
I'll try it.
And is
it still on there?
Yeah, they just finished season 3, and
this is the last one, right?
Stars just announced that they're going to cancel the show.
No, it's already done. They announced it a while ago.
Yeah, they announced it a while ago.
That's why I just never bothered going into it.
Season 4 was just they said there's be no more, right? But like,
does it end on an ending? Like, do they get an ending?
Yeah, the ending. I just watched the last episode yesterday, and it was just like I was like. Then I looked. I found out that they're not. I was like, what the fuck? They're not going to continue it. It is like because it's balls to the wall action and like gore and like. Ash is just Ash in the entire series.
Time, huh?
Yeah, he's so awesome.
I'll try it.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'll take your word for it. I trust you. I trust your judgment.
It's great. Yeah, I love it.
I'm pretty sure the old Kevin Martin too was talking about how it was pretty good. So I'll trust his judgment as well.
Yeah, it's even like all the guys, and then he picks up and the team he picks up along the way, like Pablo and Kelly and.
There's Xena in there too, right?
And Xena's in it. She's hilarious in that show.
Well, I mean, it's a very Sam Raimi universe.
Yeah.
So they'll all be.
The way the action is shot is exactly like Army of Darkness.
I'll give it a look. Yeah. I'll definitely give it a try. Yeah. I did shit on that first episode, but I'll definitely give it a try.
Yeah, give it a try. You think you might like it? Yeah.
You probably do know what I like.
Yeah. I think you might like it.
I'll definitely give it the honest 2-episode go.
Yeah, give it a 2-episode go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
I gave Star Trek a 2-episode go.
Which one?
Discovery, Star Trek.
Discovery, yeah.
Now I'll probably watch a third one. You're right. You know what? It takes at least a couple episodes.
Yeah, like I was like that with like I have to do that too with Game of Thrones. I watched the first episode. I was like, I can't watch this.
The first one is a meme.
Yeah,
and that's why I noticed when I was watching
coming,
it.
Yeah,
like Winter's Coming, the Northern members, and like Sean Bean.
Yeah,
I think the only reason I stuck through the entire thing is I really honestly, like, no bullshit, I thought Sean Bean dies in the first episode. I thought the whole like head cutting part happened like we're going to the place where it's always summertime and it's going to cut his head off. I thought that was going to happen right away and it didn't. So I'm like, I'll see how does he make it the whole thing? Like, is he alive the entire time? What the fuck's going on here? And then he dies when he dies. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, now I'm in.
Yeah, exactly. Because how many episodes are there? There's like 10 seasons.
I think there's like
there's 8 seasons, right?
8 seasons with like 10 each, I think. 10
okay, so 80 episodes.
Like 80 episodes. Yeah.
So that's like what? I could get it done in.
Oh, I did it.
I could do it in 2.5 months.
Yeah, it's not hard at all.
Yeah.
I did the entire thing in a pretty short span of time. I think I did the first 6 seasons in like 3 weeks.
I have to get all of them then though.
They're all on the HBO, the Crave.
The Crave?
Just get Crave for a month.
Yeah.
Power through it.
Oh, that's hard.
It is hard work.
That's hard, but I can't watch 2 episodes a day.
It's
Are they an hour long?
I'll tell you, they're like an hour. Some are like 45 or 50 minutes.
Okay, yeah, because
they're like TV hour.
Yeah, that's what Ash vs. Evil Dead is. It's about and Save This for Formula 1. It's like 45 minutes long.
Yeah, I would recommend if I were you, and you want to do it properly. I would highly recommend taking a year and just watching 2 episodes a weekend. Like just watch 2 episodes every Saturday night or every Friday night.
Okay.
I powered through it, and I really just despised certain characters.
Yeah.
There were certain characters to watch at, like the Hodor. Man, I couldn't wait for him to die. I mean, that guy was just a big buffoon. He's a gigantic, bumbling oaf who just keeps saying his name. He's got his dick flapping around sometimes.
Oh, fuck.
It's just like, I couldn't appreciate who he was to the world because I didn't spend 6 years with the guy.
Yeah.
I spent 3 weeks with the guy.
See, that's the problem. I'm not going to spend, I'm going to spend like really like 3 months with all these characters, so I don't have time to like linger on them. So
exactly.
Like, so
it's not. If you want to give
I think we're just healthier because I know all these people like when they watch this show, they're like, oh, I fucking hate that character. Like he did all this stuff. I'm like, you do realize that's fiction, right? So
I'll tell you.
Yeah.
There are certain characters who are really hated. We could do a deep dive on like what we're gonna do on our movie stuff. There were certain characters who people really hated, who I. Like the worst one, that the main villain there from the Battle of the Bastards.
Yeah.
God, what was his name? Who went and did the Inhumans show. He was like the worst one.
I know what you're talking about, yeah.
But holy shit, I was on board with that dude through and through. And the reason is because he's such a compelling villain. He's so much fun to watch. He's charismatic. At first you think he's like a deaf mute or something. But he rolls up. I know somebody's laughing at that joke. But when he rolls up and starts being a real bastard, I'm like, man, I'm on board with this dude. He is such an ace villain, and he does it so well.
No, there's no hero without a good villain. So
there's no hero without a good villain. And then when he eats it in the best way possible. So, I mean, I was on board with that guy. So, I mean, there was a lot of hate.
So now I know that part of the storyline.
It's pretty well known. That part of the it's really well known.
Yeah, because you just confirmed it because I thought I knew what it was. And that's exactly what it is.
And it's satisfying. Like I think I knew almost all the major key points of story going in, just because like nobody would shut up about it.
Yeah.
And I was never really let down by how they unfolded.
Okay.
But I will say that there's the Watchers on the Wall, the Battle of the Bastards, and there's one other episode where they have a fight on the shore. They're trying to bring all the.
Is that what that big giant guy is?
All of those. He's involved in all 3 of those. The gigantic giant.
The huge giant. Yeah, the giant guy.
The actual giant.
Yeah.
He's involved in all 3 of those stories. He's involved in Watchers on the Wall. Then he's involved in the escape from the other side of the.
Is he on
water.
Is he on Jon Snow's side or?
Yeah. Well, kind of. Yes and no.
Okay,
yes,
I'll have to watch it and find out.
You kind of have to watch it.
Yeah.
And then he's involved in the Battle of the Bastards as well. And holy shit! I mean, those 3 episodes are just some of the best. Forget movies or TV. They're, as far as movies go, some of the best made visual input I've ever seen.
Okay.
Beautifully done.
Okay, yeah, I'll check it out then.
Yeah, definitely worth watching to get like input.
Yeah, because
input.
Yeah, input.
Need input.
Need input, Stephanie.
God, can't believe you went there.
I got that movie. Like I got his voice. I think memorized now.
Everybody does, man.
Input, more input,
more
input, Stephanie.
Oh, those are good movies, man. Yeah, the second one is.
I saw the DVD today for like $5. I should have picked it up. Yeah.
They're remaking it too, aren't they?
I don't know.
I think we're getting like a Short Circuit reboot.
I love Short Circuit. Short Circuit's unreal.
But they have to look like they did.
Yeah, it has to.
The robots gotta look.
But it's gotta be low budget too. It's gotta be like that kind of dirty look.
Get Jim Henson's team on that. Man.
Steve Guten. He's like
Gutenberg.
what was that? Who's that other
Fisher Stevens.
Fisher Stevens, yeah.
Plays the brown guy in an awful case of brown face. But I was on board with that too. I didn't give a shit. I liked him. I liked him in that role.
Oh yeah, just his voice was hilarious.
Oh, the whole thing is so
Stephanie.
good. Well, Johnny Five.
Good old Johnny Five.
I would imagine that the music has probably been playing for a while. Because we rambled. This is a rambly episode for us.
Yeah, exactly. Because Thursday will be our movie.
That's it. We did this one to supplement our Thursday episode because we're gonna start watching movies and then talking about them.
Yeah. So you want to do the movies on Sundays or Thursdays?
We'll do this one on Thursday because that's when we can get our special guest in.
So do you want from now on? Do you want to do our movie ones on Sundays or Thursdays?
I think we'll try to. We'll see how it goes.
Okay.
Because I'm not sure when we can get our special guest back.
Yeah.
But the two of us will figure it out ourselves on Thursday.
Okay.
And then we'll figure out what works best.
We're doing Ghostbusters?
Yes, because he's a huge Ghostbusters.
Okay, fine.
guy.
I'll bring Ghostbusters on Thursday. Then.
Cool. And then notes. We'll make a bunch of notes, and then we'll do the whole thing here.
Yep, that's perfect.
As opposed to where else we would do it.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I'll bring Ghostbusters.
Cool.
I think I have 1 and 2, but they're all in one package, so I'll bring them both.
So we'll all bring a copy of Ghostbusters.
Sounds good. No, tell. I'll take care of it.
Nice.
Yeah.
That'll be your gig.
That's my responsibility.
And your words?
Peace out.